Hi, Quadcopter 101 here. What I got for you today is a review of the new DM007 Spy Quadcopter. What it is it's a it's sized somewhere in between a micro and a mini quadcopter, but what's unique about it is it has a 2 megapixel camera on it. You don't see many micros with 2 megapixel camera. Micros. They're mostly limited to mini quadcopters because it takes a lot of power to power these 2 megapixel HD cameras, and on top of that it takes a lot of power to lift it. What DM has done is it has incorporated these new type of motors, which I'm just starting to see on quadcopters right now. They're wide diameter motors. I believe they're called hollow cup motors. Maybe one of my viewers can explain a little more detail what these are. But what I understand is these are high power motors, and they're also high efficiency motors. But to power them and to also power this camera and lift this camera, what DM has done has incorporated a 7.4 volt battery to lift it. Now what it is it's just simply two 3.74 or 3.7 volt batteries that have been pancaked together in series to produce this 7.4 volt battery at 380 milliampere hours. But that gives the extra power to power this camera and to power these motors. One other thing this quadcopter has, which is not advertised, but it has it, is headless mode. And the headless mode is activated on the transmitter here. It's just a basic transmitter by pressing down and holding the right pitch roll stick until you start hearing beeping, which indicates headless mode is activated. For those of you unfamiliar with headless mode, what it is you set a base heading, point the quadcopter toward that base heading, activate the headless mode, and all control of the quadcopter, directional control of the quadcopter, is limited to just the pitch and roll stick. It doesn't matter which way the quadcopter is pointed. Forward will always be in that base heading direction, back is always toward you, and right and left is always the same. You can actually do spinning pirouettes in the sky while you're going forward and backward, and I'll try to demonstrate that if I have time here. What I want to do today is mainly limit the focus of this video on what this camera can do. I've taken a quick glance at it yesterday, did a quick check flight with it yesterday, and it appears to be about the same quality as an HHC camera. Relatively good quality video. Makes me suspect that it actually is an HHC camera incorporated on this little quadcopter here. Let's go for a flight, and I'll demonstrate what the DM007 Spy Quadcopter can do. Neat looking little quadcopter. Actually, it's scary. It looks like Gort or a Cylon Warrior coming and going. Okay, let's set it up and see what it does. Okay, the quadcopter is bound. The camera is recording. Let's go for a flight. Now, I don't know what the range in this thing is yet, so I'm going to try to limit the distance that I fly from me. This is like the second flight I've done with this thing. One thing about this camera, though, is it's easily removable. So if you want to do acrobatic flying or high-speed flying, you can remove that camera very easily. It just has a little plastic clip holding it. Okay, I'm going to just set it up overhead, right about there, and point it at the mountains. Do a rotation. That's what the camera looks like, folks, on this. It's flying high. Okay, range of about 80 meters, I'm guessing. I'm going horizontal here. Okay, I'm at the range about 100 meters. So yeah, about 100 meters range on this thing. I heard a glip. There's another glip. So that's the range on it. A little bit of vortex ring state there, to be expected carrying that big camera. So yeah, the range is about somewhere between 80 to 100 meters. But that's the camera. I'm right at the edge of the range there. I'm just trying to go up and it keeps dropping. So that's why it's hiccuping, folks. It's right at the edge of the range of this quadcopter. There, now I turned my body sideways. It's got a lot more range now, so it's a little bit directional there. I better come down. I'm way up there. I made a beginner's mistake. Never fly real high on your first flight with a quadcopter till you get a feel of it. I was out horizontal about, I don't know, 70, 80 meters, and it was about 100 meters up. So it had a hard time rebinding from that distance. That's to be expected. By the way, notice how the desert looks green today. It's beautiful out here. Hopefully it's still in one piece. The desert's real soft today, so it should be. Is it still recording? It's still recording. Let's send it up and see if I can fly it home from here. And it's still operational. Hooray. It's actually a cool little quadcopter here. A micro with a HD camera. Not too shabby a camera either. Let's rotate it again. Again, this also has a. Oh, I'm going way high again. Don't want to do that again. You can get into that vortex ring state. I'm going to high to get out of that vortex ring state. Okay, I'm going to bring it down. Let's do a rapid descent. Cutting throttle. And there it is. The DM007. Scary looking little quad. Gort, Clatu, Verada, Nicto. Clatu, Verada, Nicto. Whew, I was activating the laser cannon there. Yeah, I'm a geek. I guess you gotta be a geek to be in this hobby. Flies great. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is that battery. It is hard as heck to get in there and connect it. You really need to melt those slots in there. Okay, I think the battery's dying. Okay, let me run over to it here. I'm not going to turn off this transmitter until I turn off that camera. And I want to do that. I want to visually confirm that the camera goes off. Okay, got the red light blinking in there. And it's gone back to green. So it recorded. Hey, remember I told you this camera is easily removable. It's just got a little plastic clip. See how it came off actually in that crash? Little plastic clip and a little hook on the front. You just connect it, you hook it there and push down and it connects it. I ain't going to do that right now, but well, that was a flight of the DM007. I flew it until the battery died, so now we know what the flight time you can get when you're flying and recording at the same time. Future flights, I'm going to remove this camera and do some maneuverability flights to evaluate how it flies. I'm doing some acrobatics also. So until then, this is Quadcopter 101 out in the green desert. Hope you enjoyed the flight.